Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video I will be doing another study with me but for Spanish and French, so if you're interested then just keep on watching. So something that I have to do before I start studying is to create a to-do list. So my first goal on my to-do list for Spanish is to study lessons 8, 9 and 10, then to revise lessons 1, 2 and 3, read a short story, and then finally to complete some lessons on Duolingo. So after I wrote down my to-do list, I went ahead and started lesson 8. Lesson 8 mainly covers verb endings and common verbs. I've mentioned this in my previous videos, but for Spanish and French I use books from the Practice Makes Perfect series, which I enjoy using so much because I feel like they're very well structured and organized, and they also make the language very simple and easy to understand. So after I finished writing down my notes, I always have to go through everything I wrote just to make sure that I understood everything. And then I moved on to lesson 9. Lesson 9 mainly covered forms of adjectives, colors, and expressing I like. And just like I did in the previous lesson, after I finished writing down my notes, I went through everything I wrote. And then I ticked the lesson off my to-do list, and then I moved on to lesson 10. Lesson 10 covers descriptive adjectives and expressing more than. At the end of every lesson, there are exercises that you can do which help you revise what you have learned in that lesson. But most of the time, I don't do the exercises right after I finish studying the lesson because I prefer to do these exercises when I'm revising to help me refresh my memory. So after I finished studying lessons 8, 9 and 10, I moved on to revising lessons 1, 2 and 3. I really try to prioritize revising previous chapters because most of the time I get really excited about studying new chapters and I tend not to revise the old ones. So after I finished revising lessons 1, 2 and 3, I had and started reading a short story. Reading is also something that I'm trying to prioritize because reading books in a language that you are learning helps a lot with the language learning process. So after I finished reading a short story, I went ahead and did a couple of lessons on Duolingo. And then I moved on to French. I also created a to-do list for French, and my goals were to complete lessons 20 and 21, read a short story, and revise lessons 5, 6, and 7. So I went ahead and started completing lesson 20, which I have started a couple of days ago, and lesson 20 mainly covered numbers, age, and expressions with verbs. And after I finished writing up my notes for lesson 20, I went ahead and started off with lesson 21.
pas à croire qu'ils sont heureux. Dis, est-ce que le jour il reviendra demain comme toujours? Je n'ai jamais peur, même seul dans mes draps. J'ai pas mal au cœur, j'ai juste un peu froid.
After I finished completing lessons 20 and 21, I went ahead and revised lessons 5, 6, and 7. And after I finished revising, I went ahead and started reading a short story in French.
Après l'école qui passe, les vacances reviennent. Dis, est-ce que le jour il reviendra demain comme toujours?
And that pretty much wraps up my study with me. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below so you don't miss any of my future videos.